Hello, I'm Kevin Koresky, one of the co-founders of FinishLineMultisport.com. Next to me is my co-correspondent, Juliano Teruel, professional triathlete originally from Brazil. Tonight we're going to discuss the Los Angeles Triathlon, which is coming up here on October 4th. We're going to preview a couple athletes, professional athletes. We're going to give you our top 3 male and female picks, who we think will take the 1, 2, 3 position here on October 4th. Juliano, I know you know a lot about the pro field. You train with these guys, and you talk to these guys, and you race against them, and you live the lifestyle. So why don't you go ahead and give me a description of the top 3. You know, give me a brief description of each guy, and give me a little reason why you picked the men you picked.
Yeah, number 1 for me is Stuart Hayes, British guy. He's done a lot of ITU races in the past, and he's shifting to Olympic distance, non-drafting in the U.S. for the most part. And so he's my number 1 pick, really. I mean, he learned how to bike. He's running faster than Greg Bennett for some races off the bike. But I will give Greg Bennett the 2nd place. He's my number 2 guy for the finish. And then I will give Javier Gomez, which is, everybody knows the name, the most talented runner in the sport of triathlons and for Olympic distance right now. So I think he has a lot to prove. Javier has a lot to prove, and he'll step up and push the pace on the bike so he can be close to those 2 guys, because he knows they can run, but he thinks he can run them down. So
that's you got a pretty solid list there. I'm going to give you my top 3. I'm going to go number 1 is a little different than your number 1. I'm going to take your number 2 and put him up in number 1. I'm going to go with Greg Bennett. Greg Bennett is a proven triathlete. The guy is a solid contender in any race he gets into. He's taken some time. He's taken some time out the long course stuff. He jumped into last weekend. He went out to Augusta after a 10-year hiatus and took it to it and won the 70.3 down there in Georgia. And ironically, we're probably really special to him is that his wife Laura had won it as well. Greg is also an Olympian. He's proven himself on the Olympic distance course. He can swim with the best of them. He can bike with the rest of them. And if he falls behind, he's proven that he can run a lot of guys down. My 2nd pick is your 3rd pick, Javier Gomez, who is currently ranked number 2 in the world in the ITU rankings. This young gentleman, like you said, he is a stellar runner. The guy he's a complete package. He's young, and the reason I give him his 2nd place finish is because of his youth. I think that we're going up against a Greg Bennett. You know, Greg has done these races. Greg is probably more suited for the non-drafting. He's been doing it a lot longer, whereas you're going to put Gomez in the mix, and he's used to the ITU racing style where it's draft legal. And so that is where I think the weakness may come in, where he has to put the wind against his face and not have the big bodies to draft off of to save his legs to run. And then the young gentleman by the name of Andrew Yoder. Andrew Yoder right now is currently preparing for the 2009 Ironman Kona race coming up here in a few weeks, and I think he'll be out there racing, and I think that he's going to be pretty hungry to get this race. You know, going to Kona is no cheap fare if you're paying for your hotel, and it'd be would be nice to take a 3rd place victory here to have a little pocket change.
For sure.
Why don't you give me a rundown on your girls? Who you picking for the ladies?
Sarah Haskins is my number 1 for the women. She's got the experience. She's done this race before. She's won it before. In 05, I don't remember if she's done it more than once, but she knows what it takes, and I think I will give the 2nd place to Julie Dippens, and Daniela Reef is going to be my 3rd place finisher. I think Julie has done some really great races, but I don't think she can really match the speed of Sarah. And Daniela could shock all these girls, but I don't think she knows the course well enough like Sarah does.
So looking at your list, I can see you have a lot of youth. Sarah and Danielle obviously bring youth to the course, whereas Julie's, she's a consummate pro. She's been around for a while. She brings that veteran effect to it. And one thing we have to keep into consideration too, is when you start talking about Julie Divens, is her natural ability as a runner and what she can and what she has performed in the past. Her hat's off to her at the 54:30 this year in Boulder, where she beat a very well-known female pro by the name of Chrissy Wellington. She fed her Chrissy Wellington's first loss to her in a long time. which was refreshing to see that Chrissy is beatable. I'm looking over at my list here, and my number one pick is Pip Taylor. She's raced this race last year. She had pretty good results. Racing this year, she's had some pretty good results. She's won the Vineman 70.3. She put in her hip pocket. She also raced last weekend in Augusta. She probably didn't do as well as she wanted to. I know she didn't make the top 3 podium stand there in Augusta. I'm going to go with number 2 is going to be Lisa Norden, who is currently ranked in the second in the world in the ITU rankings. Mm-hmm. She fought really hard. She won more number 3s this year than most of the girls in the ITU rankings. So she pulled it together. I would almost give her the win, but I think that her lack of racing in the non-drafting is kind of something that stands in her way. And for number 3, I'm actually going to switch my number 3. I was going to go with a different gal, but looking at your list and thinking more about it, I'm going to give the number. By my list. I'm going to go with Julie Divins. I'm going to pick Julie Divins to go with number 3. She, she's proven a lot this year. She's still able to hold it together. And now, just so we're clear on this, we're basing our picks off the current list that we found off the internet. Things could change come race day.
I'm not.
Oh, you're not gonna.
Oh, okay. You mean the names?
Yeah, because what happens if you get the race director?
I'm talking ability. I mean, I know you're looking at these names and you're going and you're looking and you look at the history of the athlete and you're like, okay, this guy won this and this and that. But I mean, I've trained with these guys and I've seen all these girls race from like very close. I think you got some good picks. I'm not taking everything away from you, but you forgot. Like for example, the guys. My top 3 versus your top 3. Don't forget these guys like Stuart Hayes and Greg Bennett and these. I mean, they know that Javier is coming from no experience in non-drafting legal. Did you pick Javier as a second place finisher?
I took him as number 2.
I mean, that's just not going to happen. I mean, if he's in the top 3, which is I'm giving him a 3rd place here, is good. These guys know that they have to hurt him on the bike. I mean, they know he can bike. He's not used to this.
Yeah, he's fine. He's young. He's bringing youth, and he's fast, and he's hungry, and hands down, the biggest payday this year obviously was at High V. You're racing the Lifetime Fitness Series where LA falls into. That's a big payday. So a young man wants to make some money. He's coming into this race hungry. These guys.
I don't think it's a money problem. I think it's a money matter. It's like really he wants to prove something, but I think he's just going to come short.
Well, he's going up against a big group of guys. Now, as I was saying, that this is a preliminary list pulled off the internet. We don't know who's going to show up, who's really going to be at the sign-in on Saturday morning, and so some things could change in that aspect because of who shows up. I know that you've been talking to a few guys coming into town, your fellow Brazilians, and you keep saying that these guys.
I'm not even putting them in the top 3.
I know, but we're just talking about.
I mean, there's an Olympic guy that's coming from Brazil. He's been in the Olympics. He's raced Greg Bennett and all these guys. And I'm not even mentioning him.
There was an Olympic guy that's going to be number 1 this weekend. His name is Greg Bennett.
But I talked and I trained with these guys. I'm telling you, they're ready, just as ready as Greg Bennett.
You can talk,
but they're not inspired,
and you can sleep next to these guys. I'm telling you, Greg Bennett is the man. Greg Bennett is coming out. He's going to win this race. He's going to prove to everybody that little bike accident he had didn't take him out.
So next week when we come out here, I don't have to embarrass you in front of everyone.
So what you guys have to look forward to coming up in the following week is that Mr. Teruel and I will also be doing a Kona preview, which will be coming out shortly. Right now we're studying our lists and seeing who we really feel is top contender.
Don't let anything leak.
Okay, I won't say anything about Alexander and Chrissy Wellington coming in 3rd. But anyways,
good luck to everyone.
Good luck everybody. Have a great race. Be safe, and always remember to thank your volunteers because without them we would not be racing. Thank you.